cultivating mature positivity.
CMPRadio.net.
CMPRadio.net, it's the station. Listen, man, let's cultivate together. Bring us all your show ideas. Content creators, we're looking for that. Videographers, we're looking for that. You can be a part of the next great big thing that takes place right here in Chester, Pennsylvania. Let's cultivate together, man.
What time is train time?
Tired of being stuck on 76, 95, 476, 222? You get the picture. Anyway, jump on this train.
Thursday, a woman in Arizona, Mom, your state,
AZ,
Francesca Wickoff, she's a former firefighter and EMT. She left her house in the morning and found 2 slashed tires on her car. She also found a severed finger on the ground near where the 2 tires slashed.
a finger off.
She thinks she knows who did it, judging from the trail of blood leading to the house next door.
You gotta be a dumb motherfucker. Why?
She said that she and her husband were at a get-together the night before when her male neighbor became intoxicated and started a physical altercation with them. Said Wickoff to the Maricopa Monitor, he was asked to leave and he didn't like that. Wickoff discovered the detached digit Thursday morning, but thinks the tire slashing happened the night before. She said that her neighbors heard him yelling and crying around like 10:30 p.m. My thing is, okay, fine. You went a little too far with your overreaction to your neighbors, and then you compounded this mistake by chopping your finger off. But at least, bro, you gotta remember that finger, bro. You gotta get that on some ice.
Go to the hospital
You gotta get
immediately.
right to the.
It's time for the D train.
Show of hands. Who's ridden a train before?
Darren DeVoue.
All right. All aboard.
Hi, this is Brent Selleck, tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles. When I want the best in talk radio, I jump on the D train.
Hello and good morning, folks. Yes, CMPRadio.net is the station, and you're on the D train with Darren DeVoue. I am Darren DeVoue, joined always behind the glass by the infamous yet famous Uncle P. And this block of the D train is brought to you by the Mad Greek, serving authentic Greek and American street food, located at 2805 Chichester Avenue in Boothwyn. They have a delicious variety of items to choose from: burgers, gyros, their sandwiches, appetizers, and much, much more. Call 610-494-0400, or go to the madgreekrestaurant.com, or you could also order on DoorDash, Uber Eats, and what's the other one?
You hurt my feelings.
DoorDash, Uber Eats.
You don't know where else to order from?
Damn.
What is wrong? You know what? Fumble
by the defense. Fumble picked up by the defense, run back for a touchdown. Anyway, on this block of the D train, we're going to talk about the NFL draft. Ben Simmons in this block, and also, and coming up later in the show, I'm going to explain to you why Lucci Loner's in-guest live appearance will be next week. It's a funny story. Oh, Pete, how you doing this weekend?
I'm good.
Better than me?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know. You just call me infamous, like.
No. I'm infamously famous.
Yeah, but
that's what that doesn't.
When you say infamous, it's kind of like I did something wrong. Like, what did I do wrong?
Nothing, as far as I know.
Oh, all right, okay. All right. CMPRadio.net, man. It's your man Darren DeVoue, D Train. Let's go, bro.
Oh yes, sir. This week the Eagles. All right. For the third out of 4 years, they chose another wide receiver. This reminded me, P, of how, years ago I was playing Super Tecmo Bowl against this guy down the hall in the dorm. Kept beating me. I wasn't leaving until until I won at least one game. So I was sitting there. I didn't care if he had some company coming over. You're gonna have to wait, young lady. Like I was dead serious. And sure enough, I won. Left.
Tecmo Bowl though.
Super Tecmo Bowl. I had substitutes in that one though. Sure enough, though, funny side note, Joe never invited me back over to play again. And never explained why. But anyway, with the Eagles pool, that reminded me of that night because they finally won one, I think, here with Devontae Smith, man.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't. He doesn't. When I watch him, he doesn't run as much as glide. And for a minute there, I wanted Horn, the cornerback, but then I was reminded, when he faced off against Horn this year, he lit him up.
Let Horn out.
Yeah, and I know the weight thing,
Right.
but that might be an art of war thing, where your opponent is big, you go, where your opponent is large, you go quick.
He's 21 years old.
Yeah.
If he's not 20.
Right.
Don't know how old he is for sure right now, right? But he's young. So, he could put on some pounds.
Always.
Right.
They
And
do
still
always
keep,
fill out.
and still keep his speed. When T.O. came into the league, he wasn't that big.
No, and then he turned.
Then he turned into a whole monster, right? He learned how to use his weight. So, hopefully we have the makings of a wide receiver like that.
Yeah.
Keep him around for a minute. But there's a lot of quarterback, wide receiver duos that are in the league now. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
What's our Hurts and Smith.
Yes.
And then there's somebody else.
In this division, you mean, or?
No. In the league, it's another quarterback. But anyway,
Okay.
I think it's good. I think it's a good look. Hopefully, that defensive tackle that we took in the third round that wasn't too good.
Or the offensive tackle that's been has suffered a major injury 4 years in college, each year.
Yeah.
So,
what's crazy about them offensive linemen that are injured in college? When they come to the pros, they don't get injured.
and that's what I said. That had to be there had to be their thinking. There had to be their thinking. Like the law of averages here.
Right.
Like he's like when the airline crashes and they say it's the safest one to catch now after they've had a crash. Like maybe they figured it's something along those lines with respect to my man.
Tua and the other and Waddle.
Okay.
Right,
There we go.
Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Tua and Waddle.
Okay.
Yep.
I understood.
Thank you.
Yes. That moves us on to the Sixers this week, beating up on some porous teams. Ben Simmons had it in the news again for for running his trap in the press conference afterwards. He got grilled. He got roasted on all the sports talk shows, 97.5, 610, talking about his basketball IQ, etc., and how he can see things that other players can't see. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't his best look at all. But
Why wasn't it his best look?
well, because he's coming back. This was after missing 4 games, and they kept saying flu, the flu. But then when you saw him in the first game back, he looked healthy. He looked fairly healthy. I think. I don't think it was a coincidence that the schedule dictated. We played Brooklyn during that stretch and other teams. So I think Simmons. I think the weight of the competition. This is my suspicion. He missed those 4 games, and then he's back against these bum teams, and now he's going to go on a tear again. And I don't think it was a good look because you missed 4 games due to a flu. You pretty much, pieced out on the team for 4 games. They lost a few of them games. You're in that Eastern Conference race, and you come back talking about after they blow out Oklahoma City, and I'm a badass. I know. Thank you, people. He was congratulating himself. I just think it was a bad look.
I don't have a problem with him talking like that.
Okay.
I want my players to talk like that.
Right.
I need my players to talk like that. Understand the Sixers were yacht soup for years after AI left. Have an attitude. and we have two players that are overly confident about the things that they can do. So, I don't have a problem with him talking like that. I actually like it because if anything, it'll rise the level of your competition. Right, because now they're coming in like, nigga, what you mean you can't nobody see the court like you? What? Right. I mean, come on, think about it. He's a great defensive player, right? And he's an excellent passer, right? And not a jump shooter. He's not going to get you 27, 10, and 11, but he could get you to 10 and the 11, and probably get you 5 or 6. Okay, so that's 6 points. I don't have a problem with him, though. I think you have a problem with anybody just speaking confident about themselves.
No, he's funny. No, I have no problem with confidence.
So he needed some rest, bro.
Yeah,
He could have had a flu situation. He could have been knocked out. He needed some rest, so he took it. I don't see no problem.
And I get taking. Hey, I'm taking a mental health day today.
Not a mental health day. We not doing that.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Back when I was teaching,
we're not doing that.
Sitting out today. Oh, we could talk about the Flyers for a few minutes, but I don't want to pile up on these poor fellas at this point in the season.
What's up with the Flyers? They losing?
Yeah.
Oh man, they been bums. They been bums. I think I need to be the coach of the Flyers.
You keep ripping on that. You keep ripping on that coach.
I think I need to be the coach of the Flyers. Give me 10 games. Let me show my work. Go out there and hit some fucking body.
Now that's the thing too. Not much in the way of defense. So
go out there and hit somebody. I need to be the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Go out there and fucking hit somebody. I don't care who it is. It could be your own fucking teammate. Hit them. Hit them hard. Yeah. That's my solution for everything. I tell my son, you got 6 fouls. You better use them. You better fucking use them.
You don't get to take them in
the next game. You don't get to take them into the next game. Use them. Use all 6. Coach said, come on, JP, you killing me. I said, nah, use all 6. Use them sparingly, but use all 6.
By the time the clock strikes 0, you should
I
have
want
6
you.
fouls.
I want you on the bench, fouled out, on the end of the bench, drinking some Gatorade.
Phillies are doing all right. The lineup is not playing so well. Bryce Harper took a fastball to the face this week.
12 and 13, bro. 12 and 14, 12 and whatever their record is.
Yeah.
What you mean they're doing fair?
No, they're going to pick up momentum. It's 160 games.
Definitely not going to pick up momentum.
It's no, you're not feeling it? I'm thinking that there's so many games in the season. Baseball season is a game. Streaks, and they haven't caught their groove yet. And the bullpen is so much more competent this year. Nola's looking a little, especially once you get past the third inning. I don't know what's up with him in that respect, but I think that, there's plenty of time to get your stuff right in baseball. No?
That sounds like a cop-out. There's plenty of time to get your stuff right in baseball.
I thought it sounded optimistic.
No, it sounds like you're giving a team that has not shown that it has the ability to win 7 games in a row, 2 series. Like, it's okay, buddy. It's 182 games. You win some, you lose some. Doesn't matter if you got beat by the Mets and playing them this Sunday and you're going to get beat by them again. It doesn't matter if you're...
And they have a hard time scoring, and we're losing to them. So, yeah.
Like, no. You need the same thing Ben Simmons has on the Flyers and the Phillies. Okay. You need a player that can say, listen, I see the strike zone like nobody else in the league. I strike out bears and tigers and cougars. This is what I do. I get paid to come in here and throw fucking strikes.
And given what Rollins did, that kickstarted the Phillies' run to the World Series when he came out saying that one year saying we're the team to beat.
Like, come on, bro. Like if you don't have that energy, if you don't muster up that energy for the rest of your team, everybody on the bench like,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting my check today. How much was your check? Shit, I'm about to go cash this drink, go buy me a motherfucking car. What? Yeah, that's how it goes. No.
That move. Oh, real quick in entertainment news. Well, it's TV news. This fella this week. This is Jeopardy contestant Kelly Donahue, and as you can see from the gesture that he's making, he outraged many viewers this week after he flashed what some interpreted as a white power symbol during the show's introduction. I was showing, actually, when we were getting the pictures ready for the show, as soon as P saw the picture, he was like, "This racist mofo." So more than 450 former contestants wrote an open letter demanding an apology for the show. They were mad that the gesture made it on air and urged producers to make sure a thing, unintentional or not, didn't happen again. On Tuesday, now this was on Tuesday, Donahue made the gesture with his hand that appeared to resemble an upside-down OK sign, which the Anti-Defamation League has previously classified as a symbol of hate. Now, people...
Who is the host of Jeopardy?
Oh, they've had rotating people. I haven't had the heart to watch it since Alex Trebek left. Or not left, but yeah.
He left. He left. He definitely left. He definitely left. But
Now said Donahue, people who know me personally know that I am not a racist. But
if it was a black host, he would have punched him in the mouth.
But for the public at large, it bears repeating, I am not a racist, and I reject and condemn white supremacy and all forms of bigotry for the evil that they are. It's shameful to me to think anyone would try and use the stage of Jeopardy to promote such a disgusting agenda. Nigga. Which was my first thought when I first saw the picture. I'm like, dude, this is Jeopardy. What are you doing? And Alex Trebek has passed away. But here's the thing, P. This is his fourth appearance on the show, after his third win in a row. Going back, you see, so his second show, first win, he's doing this. Then in the third episode, after his second win, the beginning of the show, he's doing this. So this is his third win. He was just showing how many.
How many wins he had. He didn't know that he was saying, "Yo, I'm a racist."
He was like day one, then day two. Oh, you saying he was that confident that he was knowing he was going to win 3 wins in a row, so he could build up with his excuse to that?
I don't know. I mean,
okay,
whatever. If he say so. I'm to the point now. I don't even care what they do, man.
Oh man,
it's like
Oh, don't become a nihilist, P.
Nah, I'm not a nihilist. I'm just it doesn't matter what they do because I got shit we got to do.
Okay.
If we're constantly worried about what they're doing, then we're not concerned with what we're doing.
Right on.
So that's where we're at right now. I'm not worried about how they nump everything. I'm not worried about none of that. The city needs to come together. So that's what we're gonna do.
That moves us on to what I watched this week. And actually, I didn't watch anything. What I did watch was the Independent Lens series on the Philadelphia District Attorney, Larry Krasner. It's called Philly DA. And it goes back to right before the election as Krasner's running, because that's when he caught most Philadelphians' eye. I mean, one, he's talking about not prosecuting for nonviolent drug offenders, holding police accountable, and then also no cash bail.
And he does none of that shit.
No, the cash bail's still there?
Yeah, the cash bail's still there.
No.
Yeah, he's still prosecuting non-violent drug offenders, and he's not holding police accountable.
They got the
what?
They got the misconduct file going on there.
Oh man,
they got a do not call list. What now?
What, the cops they do not call?
Yeah, they say these guys we can't even use their. No, actually, that was from the previous administration. It was a list saying these guys we can't even call them as witnesses. They're just that untrustworthy.
That's half of the police district. I mean, there's so many districts in the city of Philadelphia, man. Like, it's hard. For me, I see it. You got 55th and Pine. You got,
been there.
61st and Woodland. Like, you have so many.
Right.
If it's 61st, it might not be, but you have so many districts, right, in Philadelphia, where this is what we do. We the narcotics division for this situation, and we're corrupt.
Right.
So it's sad. It's absolutely sad.
Oh, but you didn't feel you didn't feel the brand new day?
I'm not from Philly. I
Oh,
don't speak
right.
Philadelphian. You are.
Right.
So, you might feel a brand new day. And if
Well, it was very nice to hear. But one of the great things that I loved about him saying it was that he was white or is white. Because, if it was to come, the same things that were coming out of his mouth, that they would come out of our mouth, they were, society at large, writ large, it'd be easy for them to dismiss. It's a lot easier to. There's something about the way he says it that makes what you guys were saying much more understandable. That factor. No? Now, could that have to do with your experience, prior experiences?
What you trying to say?
No.
Like, what you trying to say, bro?
No, because
Go ahead, say it.
No, you're more.
Go ahead, say it.
You're more wiser than I am.
No,
in
ain't
some
nobody trying to hear that
respects.
shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. No. Honestly, I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I honestly don't. Whether or not the no cash bail is down. Whether their numbers are down.
Okay.
The nonviolent, because I would have been considered a nonviolent drug offender. Right. But I had 30 bags of cocaine on me.
Now, where were you? In Philly? You weren't in Philly?
No, I wasn't in Philly. I was in Chester.
Okay.
The first time I got locked up in Philly, it was a gun.
Okay. And what year was this?
This was 1998.
Okay. Yeah, man. We're talking Lynn Abraham's Philadelphia back then.
Yeah, we're talking. And it wasn't major. It was, I did probation.
Okay.
And didn't even go. Right. Honestly, they lost.
They lost. You got lost in the shuffle.
I got lost in the shuffle because right after that I got in trouble again.
Okay.
And then I got in trouble again.
Okay.
And then I got in trouble again. So I never, in those 2 years, I got in trouble 3 times.
Okay.
But it was local. It was Delaware County. So they weren't really worried about me in Philly.
Maybe maybe Lynn Abraham, you lived through Lynn Abraham. You could get 2 years for stealing a Snickers bar in Lynn Abraham's Philadelphia.
Right.
Back, she believed in locking everybody up. And to see this guy, that feels. I'm sorry, go ahead.
There was a time when that was the rhetoric that was being spewed. Lock them up, lock them up, lock them up, right? And now, in 2021, people are understanding that, locking people up isn't necessarily the way to rehabilitate them.
And that's, yeah.
I understand it. I had to, my lights had to click on, right? I had to go upstate and say, I'm not ever doing this again.
Right.
Like, no, it's not about being scared. It's about, I left my children. Right. And when you're the breadwinner, it's like, damn, I could have did something different.
Right.
I could have did this differently than I did it before. And I made sure I came home and I did that.
And better things to do with your time.
Right. Absolute better
Yes,
things to do than to sit in a jail cell and shit and fart
and that's one of the things that the mass incarceration,
right,
and also hell, because we got 2 prisons right next door to one another in Philly. Like, it's disgusting to look at to me.
Right.
But mass incarceration, and also he's not pursuing any death penalties in most cases.
Listen, if you kill somebody, like literally, and then you spaz out in court, just need to take you right out back right then. I don't have time for appeals. Listen.
We're done.
To a point, I understand, right, a person's rights and things like that, but, they found you with the knife in your hand and the gun and it's smoking and, it's your gun. Like, just take them out back. Just get it done.
Okay.
Save me some money as a taxpayer.
So it should be immediate, because that's what happens. Like, death row cases are very expensive for the system.
Right,
because the appeals, Man,
listen, immediate death today, 2 o'clock. Yeah, just take him out back. Seriously.
The gallows and everything.
Man, listen, if we go back to that, I bet you more people will stop killing.
I don't know. And that's the thing. People say it's a deterrent, but I don't.
It's a deterrent to die immediately.
Okay.
It's not a deterrent if you on death row for 30 years.
Okay. All right.
You on death row for 15 years. Like, they take you out back. They take people out back right there, and they do the closed circuit, court TV, the camera, right up on his head when he gets shot. Boom! Like, oh no, I'm not killing anybody.
That might be in Texas within 10 years, though. You might be onto something down there.
Listen, you gotta, murder. I think murder, rape, those are crimes. Right. These drug cases and the things that we do to gain our riches and the things that we do is left, right? And I don't think it's a complete right turn. Okay. Murder, rape, complete right turns. You know what you're doing. Right. You know you're hurting someone, right? You selling drugs. They called me for it.
Right. It's a product that sold itself.
I don't even have to go outside. Right. I gave you my number. You call me every day. So
we got a funny story about that later on in the show too.
But shout out to the Philadelphia DA, man. If they doing all those good things, man, that's definitely awesome, right? The jail system needs to be reformed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He did a house cleaning right after the election. Like a lot of people that were connected to old administration were cleared out. And you might remember, his successor.
What you looking for?
My computer went out, and now I'm trying to make sure everything's plugged in. His predecessor, Anthony Williams. He just got out of jail. Philly and his corrupt politicians. But then again, Camden, Jersey. Corrupt and politician go hand in hand. I think my computer seriously. But that brings us to the end of our first block of the D train. Remember? Oh, there we go. Remember the Mad Greek located at 2805 Chichester Avenue in Boothwyn, the perfect place to get delicious and fresh and authentic Mediterranean and American street food. Their falafel, I stand by it, and their baklava.
Baklava.
What? Didn't I say that?
Baklava.
Nah.
Baklava.
Baklava. Their baklava is the best I've ever had. No, I did it. The baklavas is the best I've ever had. So I stand by the Mad Greek is 2805 on Chichester Avenue in Boothwyn. You can also order on Uber Eats, DoorDash, and I can't recall the third one right now. But whatever that third one is, you can get the Mad Greek that way. When you get there, tell them you rode the D train when you get there. The Mad Greek, delicious and fresh. In our next block of the D train, we're going to revisit a story about a dissatisfied fast food customer while setting up another. You're on the D train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net.
How are we going to handle this? I mean, this train's en route to pass through some highly populated areas.
700 level attitude. Heart of the Italian stallion.
This brings us to your hero. This is who I suspect would be your hero.
He's weekly hero.
Yeah, actually, that might be a good say. Salvatore Scumace, 67-year-old man in Italy.
He's an OG.
Yeah, he was busted after he raked in over $647,000 over 15 years without showing up a day to his hospital job.
Oh,
15 years.
15 years.
Yes, sir.
Without showing up.
Without showing up, not a day. And then
I wonder how that worked. After the first 2 weeks, it was like, yeah, I'm not going to work.
So the abuse started in 2005.
It's not abuse. It's
the abuse of leave.
No, it's not abuse of leave. It's negligence on the person's behalf that's responsible for that.
Well, here's the thing. He threatened a person in HR, and he warned her not to file disciplinary action against him. He said, so this director complied and turned a blind eye to his absences while he simply stopped showing up for work and still kept getting paid. But she retired, and then her successor took over with no knowledge about this. And then so he was essentially a ghost on the payroll. Human Resources also didn't notice. Authorities say the man used threats to ensure that he would not be docked for missing work at the local hospital.
Is he part of the mafia?
Right. And then after this, he fell off the employer's radar altogether while still collecting his paychecks. He was fired this past October and later arrested as part of an investigation dubbed Operation Part-Time.
That's bullshit. I was at work.
Right. Investigators say the arrest came after they conducted witness interviews and reviewed attendance logs at the hospital.
This nigga ain't been here.
Excuse me, Mr. Janitor. Do you know, excuse me, Mr. Maintenance Man, do you know Salvatore Scomaci?
Who?
Thank you, but I need to know where that oncoming train is.
It's the D train with Darren DeVoue.
Your engine, but it's my damn train, all right?
Yes, it is your
I'm
train.
the damn conductor.
That's true.
Hi, this is Sheldon Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles. When I want the best talk radio, I jump on the D train.
Yes, and welcome back aboard the D Train. Don't forget, folks, if you missed the show, don't forget, folks, if you missed the show, you can catch the show again on the cmpradio.net Facebook page. Just click videos and scroll down looking for the D Train with Darren DeVoue. Also, you can tune into the CMP Radio YouTube page. Don't forget to check out their plethora of other decent and very good content. Mic check, 25th hour, and 23rd hour. Shoot, I just got distracted. Good morning, everyone. I didn't even think about that. Alam Malik, good morning to you, Mom. Hey. Sorry about that. Didn't even think to get around to that. Don't forget, folks, the second block of the D Train is brought to you by the Browning Group. The Browning Group is a full-service, licensed, insured, and bonded private investigative security and process serving firm. They offer a variety of services throughout the state. They specialize in criminal and civil investigation, witness statements, surveillance, workers' comp, investigations, and security guard services. And at the Browning Group, each case is conducted with professionalism and expedience so you receive the best possible service at all times. Call 1-800-939-2978 or go to the browninggroup.llc.com and tell them you rode the D Train there. Now, it moves us into our second back, and I'm blocking. I'm still trying to queue up my computer from when it crashed. Well, or either I hit the wrong. But we had our first, I'm pretty sure the first story when we come back is the young lady. You might remember this young lady from a couple of weeks ago. We reported she was PO'd about being in the drive-through window a little too long. Well, this happened again at another restaurant recently. This woman at a Chinese restaurant in West Oak Lane, she got a little peeved because her food was taking long, and then went and stuck a pistol inside the window. Stuck a pistol inside the window, threatened a 41-year-old woman behind the counter, and then
Who's giving these women guns?
I knew.
Like, why? There was a day when women didn't carry guns. I think just all this equal rights and just everybody, the first woman vice president, African American, shout out to Kamala Harris. I get those, those breaking the ceiling situations, right?
Right.
But like women have guns now. And they're going outside with these guns in their pockets and
full Yosemite Sam on a cat,
and she's pulling her gun out because her food is taking too long. Like we can't. This can't be. So and when she doesn't have her gun, I guess her son has her gun. Like
right, it just passes between them.
Like this is sad.
It's scary. Police said the woman suspected in the altercation is likely between 20 and 25 years old, has a thin build, and was last seen wearing glasses, a red coat, black pants, and a faded white headscarf. I love how they didn't
catch her.
Yeah. She just looks off, though. I love how it says here, anyone who sees her is asked to stay away and call 911 immediately.
She is 23 years old, max.
Yeah.
The most. Her nails are done. She got her glasses on. Like, why you come outside looking like that? But you bring your gun.
But you bring it.
Like my grandma used to always tell me, man.
I guess. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How a female comes outside is how she pertains herself, how she holds herself.
Right.
If you all wrapped up and your hair ain't done and all those other situations, like you just looking for the shit. So yeah, hopefully they catch her ass and they send her to jail.
Right. Yeah, at least for a little bit.
Fuck a little bit. She need the whole 2 years.
Oh, this one in our next story. Monday evening, this young lady, her name is Miss Bouvet, and young Miss Bouvet, she is 28. She was filming a Facebook reality show, or her Facebook reality show. She was went in a 1 hour, 51-minute rant, starting out with Derek Chauvin, as you remember, the officer the officer convicted of murdering George Floyd. So starts off, this week we are going to talk about the ignorance that was Derek Chauvin and the ignorance that essentially is this effing justice system, she says. Bouvet also claimed that if she ever had a fatal encounter with police, she would make sure she wasn't the only victim. She told listeners, like NWA say about the police, if you're going to kill me, I take someone with me. I'm one of those people. If I'm going to go, someone is coming. Then she told her social media followers she likes guns because they're pretty, and ranted about being pro-capital punishment, while she said potential death is just part of the job for cops. Throughout the video, she's seen vaping and drinking an unknown dark liquid, which I presume is wine, and then washes that down with the contents with a red shot glass. A red shot glass follows that with a Snapple chaser. Hours later, she got behind the wheel of her Volkswagen and plowed into a highway patrol officer, Anastasio Sakos, on the Long Island Expressway around 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. Sakos was redirecting traffic following a separate car accident, and then Sakos was when Bouvet's car allegedly veered and struck the driver head on. 43-year-old married driver, or excuse me, the 43-year-old married father of a 3-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Like, she gave Karma she walked up to Karma and just poked it in the eye real hard and said, and then this happens. She was stopped by the police with the shattered windshield. Sources told the New York Daily News she was almost double the legal alcohol limit, driving her breathalyzer test 0.15. Slurring a word. She allegedly started at the cops when they tried to arrest her. F you, I don't have to listen to you. But you do. Bouvet says she has a 13-year-old son, later offered a tearful apology for Sakos' death as she was led out of NYPD's 107th District in handcuffs on Tuesday. I'm sorry that I missed him. I'm sorry that I hit him, and I'm sorry that he's dead. That's tragic. Like, she now faces 13 charges, including manslaughter in the second degree, aggravated manslaughter in the second degree, vehicular manslaughter in the second degree, leaving the scene of an incident without reporting / death. She faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. P said this is what happens when you give a woman a gun. So we're going to have back-to-back stories. This is what happens when a woman drives. Jennifer Carnival, she was on probation for a 2014 traffic fatality.
Is she cute?
Is she cute?
I said she cute.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm sorry. She keep hitting people with cars.
She was on probation for a 2014. She was on probation for a 2014 traffic fatality and got arrested last Sunday after a deadly high-speed crash off Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County. The crash happened about 1:40 a.m. Sunday, before we went on last week. The Highway Patrol said Caravel was clocked 3 times traveling at 111 miles an hour, and it passed the trooper without stopping. This might have been your soulmate here, P. She drives 111 miles an hour, and she cute, no?
Hey, baby. I got to get her number so I can write her.
Right. Yeah,
what state she is?
She is in Florida.
Yeah,
you can find that easy.
I'll definitely write her. Hey, baby.
Look up that PIN.
Yeah.
When the trooper tried to overtake her, Carvajal made a hard right turn, and you're going to love this, which sent the Hyundai Elantra into the shoulder and down an embankment before it went airborne over a fence and crashed into a dealership where it overturned.
Damn.
Yeah.
She ain't got no scars on her.
That's the amazing part. So Highway Patrol said a passenger was from the front seat was thrown to the back of the car, and 2 other passengers were ejected. All 3 passengers suffered serious injuries. 1 died.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Carvel suffered, as P alluded to, minor injuries.
Look at her. She got a little smile on her face.
Well, actually, that's her 2014 photo.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, I should say that. We should note that. This is her 2014.
I need to see the new one.
You need to see.
Yeah. I want to see how her baby hairs have disappeared.
Hey, baby. This is P again.
How you doing, baby?
Oh, Caravel suffered minor injuries. She was the only one in the car wearing a seatbelt. Ain't that about a bitch?
Oh, man. Listen, look. She better than me because I be speeding with no seatbelt.
Oh, shit. Caravel, now here's the thing. She served time in prison after that 2014 incident where she ran a red light, struck and killed a 52-year-old driver in Florida.
Shit.
Carvel was 16 at the time of the crash. She was arrested for DUI, manslaughter, and driving without a license.
Come on, baby.
Now she faces charges of reckless driving, DUI, causing serious injury, DUI with property damage, driving without a driver's license.
Just say they threw the whole goddamn book, the driving charges at her ass because you about to run down all her charges. She's done, bro. She's done.
Oh, my
damn.
Oh, there you go, P. She'll be there right.
No, she won't. She's gonna do too much time. No, even though vehicular homicide is a 2.5 to 5.
Okay.
So people used to say that, man. You want to kill somebody, just hit them with a car.
Yeah, right. How about that? Oh my goodness. Well, in our next story, a Bradenton family were trying. Well, maybe they weren't trying to intentionally kill people, but people were going to die nonetheless. This is Mark Grennan with his crazy black eyes. He's got some scary old black eyes. Mark Grennan and his 3 sons, Jonathan, Jordan, and Joseph, were charged by a federal grand jury nearly a year after they were arrested for selling bleach that they claimed to be a cure for the COVID-19 virus. 2 of the Grannos, 34-year-old Jonathan and 26-year-old Jordan, were arrested last July when federal agents raided their home in Bradenton. At that time, federal investigators say they found nearly 10,000 pounds of sodium chloride powder and thousands of bottles of MMS, or what they call miracle mineral solution, and of course, loaded guns. It is Florida, after all. Records show that Grennans made over $1 million selling this stuff. They made $1 million and pitched the deadly concoction as a cure-all not only to the COVID-19 virus, but a host of other medical conditions: cancer, Alzheimer's, HIV, you name it. You got a disease? Oh, this thing will kick it away.
Bleach.
Well, I guess so. Death will cure. Technically, yes, death will cure your disease.
Death will cure you of your fucking disease. He died. Well, does he have the disease anymore?
There you go. Done and done. The FDA said it received several reports of hospitalizations and life-threatening conditions as people drank MMS. At least 7 people died drinking this mixture, federal prosecutors say. And drinking MMS is the same as drinking an industrial bleach that is used to clean textiles and paper, the FDA warned. The FDA had sent them a cease and desist letter, which they just said, this is America. You ain't impinging upon my freedom to make $1, and they still kept selling this stuff. The FDA has not approved MMS for any sort of medical treatment and advises against drinking it under any circumstances. Excuse me, that was Michael Irvin there. The sodium chloride becomes an industrial bleach when it is mixed with water or ingested. Drinking MMS is the same as drinking bleach, and side effects of drinking bleach are severe vomiting, diarrhea, and extra low blood pressure. In an earlier civil case, a judge ordered the Grennans to quit selling the dangerous product, but the Grennans, as alluded to earlier, said, nah. Instead, the Grinners kept selling to MS and threatened to pick up guns and instigate a Waco, according to court records. That's what kills me about that. Like, whenever things not going their way, I'll shoot somebody. Mark Grennan last year made numerous appeals to former President Donald Trump after legal action was brought against him, and encouraged his followers to do the same. Now, see, he messed up there because if you're trying to be down with Trump and get them pardons, you had to do that stuff, do your dirt early, like Steve Bannon or like Roger Stone. You had to get in, do your dirt early, then get start asking for the pardons. You're in the second half of the game right here, sir.
But he got his idea from Trump. Trump said drink bleach.
How about that, though? And actually, wait. They got arrested? Wait, hold on. It might be in. The Grennans each face one count of criminal conspiracy to commit fraud and 2 other counts of criminal content. If convicted, a judge could sentence them to life in prison. Jonathan and Jordan are scheduled to be arraigned in Miami tomorrow. No, it doesn't say here. No. Don't have it. Anyway, fumble.
You're going to see a lot of your friends going to jail soon.
Now, we talked about disgruntled people at restaurants. This gentleman, I hate when people get abusive to waitresses and whatnot, especially if they're at the same table with me, they start talking. Well, this guy, 28-year-old Jason Wages, is accused of violently attacking staffers at a restaurant in South Boston on Thursday night before fleeing the scene. According to the Boston police, Wages and 3 other people were having dinner at the restaurant when Wages began to harass female staff. And then witnesses said that's when Wages was confronted by other staffers. Here's where it goes sideways. He headbutted an employee and then called him a racial slur several times. In his defense, it is Boston. Then he called him several times, headbutted a second employee, spitted a third, and threatened to shoot everybody in the place before fleeing in his Mercedes. He then crashed his speeding Mercedes, and then witnesses reported people jumping out of the car with 2 large garbage bags. Police chased the man down and found him with 54 heat-sealed bags of marijuana and $8,600 in cash.
What the hell is wrong with him? See, there's a time when you act like a fool.
Right.
And there's a time when you act like a complete saint. And when you got 54 pounds of marijuana and $8,600 in your pocket, now is the time you're trying to get your sainthood.
I don't know what organ or bone people have that makes them act right, but I was born without it.
I'm no good.
There is absolutely no reason for you to speed off, number one, with 54 pounds of weed in
the car. Nowhere. You're driving
There's no reason for you to be calling anybody any racial slurs with 54 pounds of weed in your car. I could see if you dropped these pounds of weed off at home and then went out. Right? Because then it's just you had a rough night, right? Police show up, no problem. You got $8,600 in your pocket, they're not questioning that. But you got 54 pounds of marijuana
on you.
You got 3 counts of assault, and you spit on a lady. Like, you just racking up the charges today, bud.
Well, then you might appreciate these 2 because you said last week we had a story and you said, bro, why he got to work on him? So you might appreciate these 2 in our next story, P. This story comes to us from Vice. This is El Jahanzib Amar and Salahuddin Warsam. They're from Birmingham, England, not Alabama.
Oh.
Now, they advertised and sold cocaine in kilo quantities over Telegram, that app, Telegram, under the brand Let's Work. How interesting, Let's Work, which also sold to buyers on the dark web. Metropolitan Police officers uncovered the lucrative drug business in February of last year after raiding a van driven by Warsami, where they found heroin hidden in remote-controlled hydraulic compartment. Then they uncovered multiple packages addressed to different locations in England, Wales, Scotland, and North Ireland, about to be sent via the post office.
They were selling the crack over the post office.
Oh, they were shipping it there. You ordered it on this website or app, Telegram, and from this front business. Let's look at my man here on the far side. He looks a bit torn up already.
He's done.
So they will you order it online and then they ship it to you, just like it's just like it's a regular old Amazon or something like that. Except a later search of their property discovered 2,000 LSD tablets, cutting agents, mobile phones, crypto wallets, because they also used Bitcoin. Crypto wallets, laptops, a labeling printer, drugs, packaging, and jiffy bags associated with the supply. As a result of the investigation, $100,000 worth of cash and Bitcoin were recovered.
No, bro. Like, why? Okay, drug dealer 101. What I've understood is there's never an opportunity where you should be living where you work.
Right.
So,
right.
You get an apartment. After you make a certain amount of money, your goal is to move away from your work.
Right.
So you can get an apartment in the same building, right?
Right. Or rent a room.
Get a chick,
same room
right?
House. Right.
And do the work there. Put it in someone else's name.
Yeah.
Because if y'all doing all this crypto shit, I know y'all can come up with some fake IDs
Right.
and some fake passports and
Hopefully.
put it in somebody else's name and, and just pay the rent that way. But they were being selfish.
Well,
that costs us too much money. We got to pay another. No, but you're safe.
And here's the thing. Well, I mean, the business it's on the internet, so it runs 24/7. So he had a 7-Eleven of kilo packages of drugs running
That's
over
crazy.
Vice News revealed that the drug dealers on Telegram were operating a robot dealer service using Televend, which automates the entire drug selling process from start to finish, enabling dealers to run a 24/7 business while they sleep. Amar and Warsami were convicted at Birmingham Crown Court on Wednesday for conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. They were given 13 and a half years and 10 years, respectively. Speaking of charges, our next story talks about two police officers. This comes to us from the Metro over there in England as well. Two Metro police officers were charged over photos taken at a murder scene.
This is sad.
This is horrible. Police officer Denise Janner and Jamie Lewis allegedly took non-official and inappropriate pictures at the site where these are the two victims, of the murder where they took these pictures. Where Biba Henry and Nicole Smallman, they were found dead in North Wembley, which is north of London, last June. The pictures were then allegedly shared with a small group of friends on WhatsApp. The other officers were arrested in June of last year, and Crown Prosecution Service has now decided to charge them. Sisters Miss Smallman and Miss Henry were found stabbed at Freon County Park in June 6th of last year. Jaffer and Lewis will appear at Westminster Magistrate Court on Thursday, May 27th for their first hearing. And let's keep it going with do wrong cops right here. St. Petersburg officer, this is 25-year-old John Kane. He was sworn in as an officer in August, by the way. And he's got a mugshot up on the D-Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net by May. He was arrested and fired Wednesday after authorities said he tried to use a Texas woman's credit card information to make hundreds of dollars in purchases from Walmart. Pinellas Park, police said Kane tried to make purchases through the woman's Walmart app after getting her username and password through someone he met online. February 11th, police said he placed an order totaling $243 through the app at Walmart in St. Petersburg. The victim was alerted to the order and canceled it before he could pick it up. The next day, he tried again, placing a $161 order at the Walmart. I guess he figured maybe if I lower the price, maybe she won't notice.
Somebody set him up. Somebody set him up, bro.
And he fell for a hook, line, and sinker. Kane went to the Walmart that afternoon to pick it up, police said, but the store had already been alerted and canceled the order. Security camera captured Kane's Jeep at the store, confirmed that it was him. And investigators say they traced the online purchases to Kane's IP address and that he added the name John C., his personal email address, and his phone number to the victim's Walmart account. So
why would he do something like? Listen to what he's doing, man. He's a cop, right? I think him and the girl were dating or something, and she probably called the cops. Oh, use my Walmart account. He was using it because there's no way
that he would throw away his whole fresh into this job, like
right. And I'm gonna throw it away for $165 worth of shit from Walmart.
Well, 300 and something to remember the two purchases, but I did have a hard time with that one. You think? Oh, say
no,
so
he
you
was
said,
set up.
All right, good call.
He was set up.
That
Absolutely. I need to question the lady, right? I need
he wants her under the light.
To question her kids, right? You know,
this man?
How did he get your information? Number one,
right?
Like if it wasn't found, if he had arrested her and took her card, that was different, right? But how did he get your information?
Right. It says someone he met on the web. That's according to the report.
Right. So someone he met on the web was the babe. You can use my Walmart card.
Ding, ding.
Now come over here. And he was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I got the Walmart card. I'm out.
Kane is released from jail on Wednesday after posting a $5,000 bail, and he has a felony charge of scheming to defraud. A man of the people, our Uncle P.
Right.
Off-duty Pentagon officer in our next story, he was charged. This is David Dixon Hall. No, excuse me, David Hall Dixon.
That's not his name.
David Hall Dixon, and he doesn't look like a Dixon, does he? He is charged.
Dumb guy.
He's charged with shooting and killed 2 people Wednesday morning in Maryland. He's charged with second-degree murder. Now he's
dumb guy.
He said Hall Dixon is saying he told police he thought the victims were breaking into this car.
Some dumb guy.
3 people were shot in the car. 3 people were shot. 2 of them died. Dixon told police he saw what appeared to be his car being broken into and confronted the men earlier about Wednesday morning. Then the men fled in the car with 36-year-old DC man driving, and Dixon fired his service weapon. Authorities say that indicates the car had passed Dixon when he fired it and was no longer an immediate threat, and where deadly force would have been justified. The victims went to Prince George's Hospital later, where they died. Police say the case highlights the problem with citizens intervening in crimes and urge citizens to be good witnesses instead. We have confirmed that the victims involved and other individuals were actually breaking into vehicles. Now, this is according to Tacoma Park Police Chief Antonio DeVoue. So Dixon does have that going in his favor. However, an attorney for Johnson's family says the car they were in at the time of the shooting belonged to a friend who was with the 2 men. Authorities said Friday they had no intention of charging the surviving man with any crime and that all 3 men in the car were victims. Dixon is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder plus attempted murder for the 3rd man. And Tacoma Park police say those charges each carry a potential sentence of 40 years in prison.
I think people need to know, I think owning a gun is so much responsibility.
Right.
That people think that just because they own a gun, they can do what Steven Seagal used to do.
It's the problem solver for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
When a car passes you, when a person passes you and their back is to you, you cannot shoot them in the back. You cannot shoot them anymore if they're running away from you, right? If they're driving away from you, you can't shoot them. But I feel like those things have to be taught from the top down to the bottom, right?
Right.
So, yeah, some dumb guy. He's done.
He's done. Oh, screw that. No. Right. Oh, that's got. Anyway, authorities say they obtained video evidence of an incident also in May of 2020 when Dixon pointed a shotgun at a homeless woman in his condo building's lobby and pepper sprayed her.
Some dumb guy. What is wrong with this dude?
The woman was accused of attacking people, but authorities say she suffered a mental health crisis. Tacoma Park police said they were unaware of Dixon pointing the shotgun at the woman at the time of the incident, but now they will charge him with assaulting that woman.
He's doing.
We ain't got no fences here at Camp 8.
No fences.
We don't need no fences. We got us the gun line.
Tell him about
He knows.
Tell him about the gun line, boss.
Tell him about the gun line, boss. That's him. Oh man, we're gonna keep it going with people that should be having or should be held to a higher standard, but unfortunately they're not. We're humans, we're fallible. So this one, you'll love this. A Monmouth County Corrections Institution officer charged with shoplifting.
Man or a woman?
That'd be a good question to pose to the audience. It's a
Man
woman.
or a woman?
It's a woman. That is 53-year-old Suzanne Simone of Ocean Township. She's a 22-year employee of the Monmouth County Jail. She's been charged with shoplifting after allegedly failing to pay for items on multiple occasions at a local home improvement store. A lot of times in uniform. The charge followed an investigation by the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, which revealed on multiple occasions Simone skip scanned items. So she would say if she had a more expensive item, a cheaper item, scan a cheaper item, put both things in the car, that way you skip scanning, paying for the more expensive items. So she pretended to scan them and then left the store without paying for them. Theft. On one occasion, Simone was wearing her uniform while shoplifting and stole $661 of goods, according to Grimalchi. Some of the stolen goods were later recovered from her house. She's charged with third-degree shoplifting. This one is...
Who cuts her hair?
I knew it. Boy, she likes to keep it simple. She is not going to waste time. She is not going to waste time in the morning with this. No,
she got a Flowbee.
She kept it simple. It takes her 3 minutes to get ready in the morning. Oh my goodness. I'm usually, when people have the back to blue plate, I'm sorry, like on the front of their car, I'm like, But if they have the back to red, I'm more like that because I think firefighters, man, they toss themselves into some situations.
All day.
And day, man. So, but some firefighters, would you believe that these firefighters actually created the situations for themselves? 5 former volunteer firefighters in Prince George's County have been charged with arson. This happened January 16th, 2020. They started a 2 a.m. fire, and it was horrifying. It was scary. The fire investigators now say the fire was set by these firefighters. They're accused of setting not just this fire, or not a fire picture, this fire that I mentioned a moment ago, but also 3 others during a month-long spring from December 2019 to January 2020.
It must have been boring.
Nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt fighting the fires or in the houses. The houses were all vacant at the time. Each was set, according to investigators, when the defendants would be on duties and they were the ones to respond. Recreation. Like PP said, they were bored. Recreation appears to be their motive. That's a damn shame. It's the latest in a long line of problems for the Western Lanham Hills Volunteer Fire Department. 3 weeks ago, their treasurer was indicted for allegedly embezzling more than $100,000.
Stealing the money. Then setting the fires.
Just right. And we have come to solve this problem that we have created. I love it. Conspiracy. So they're looking at conspiracy to commit first-degree arson and multiple counts of misconduct in office charges.
My man to the far right looks like he's about 16.
Yes. And I was wondering about that because where I went to high school at small rural town, we had a lot of volunteer firefighters who I think you can be 16 and beyond.
That's sad.
Just P, yesterday you went to Chick-fil-A?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now what if
and later on I went to KFC and I tried their sandwich.
Okay. So you were doing
So I didn't get it. I'm going to get all 3 sandwiches.
Popeyes is
this
next?
week. Popeyes.
Okay.
KFC, Chick-fil-A, and then I'm going to do a CMP sandwich tasting event.
Okay. All right. I want to watch that because
it's going to be a huge event, bro.
I've always been curious about that. Instead of doing a bar crawl where you go from bar to bar, you're doing a fried chicken sandwich
crawl. Right. So I'll get 2 sandwiches of each, cut one down the middle.
Okay.
Right. Talk about because neither Popeyes nor KFC has a spicy chicken sandwich.
Okay.
What they have is a sauce that they put on top of their chicken sandwich to make it spicy. I don't believe that that's a spicy chicken sandwich. That's a spicy sauce sandwich with chicken. So, I think Chick-fil-A wins with the spicy chicken sandwich. But I'm going to do that, and I'm going to tell them I'm going to do it, and I'm going to give them a card and all that good shit, and, tell them to watch.
All right. I'm down with that. Because I've always been curious to see them Pepsi Taste Test Challenge.
Right. Live. Right here at cmpradio.net.
What is the slogan?
What?
What's our slogan here?
It's the station.
It's the station. Oh, all right, even better. I like that. Right. So P, now let me ask you this: when you pay for your Chick-fil-A, what if your employees took your money and they still gave you your chicken, but they then pocketed the money?
So I used to do shit like that. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Near closing time, somebody shows up.
No, not near closing time. What you talking about, bro? I had the whole run of that joint. I had the pizza. I had the coins, right? I come up to the family, and I'd be like, listen, man, I get you 2 pizzas and, 120 coins for $30.
Okay.
Right.
Make a good old time for the family.
Yeah. Man, you talk about I had. Listen, I was doing a damn thing out that joint. Then they caught me. Then this one black family, they snitched on me, bro.
Oh, damn. No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. They wrote a letter to the people.
They took the time.
Yeah, they took
Sit
the
down.
time. It was like, well, brother, I would love to support you, man, but the store is more important. Man, I'm more important. I'm about to go to college. Man, I'm trying to make this money. What's wrong with you? I ain't out there on the street. I'm in here. You feel me?
Well, two Chick-fil-A workers sent over $100,000 of customer payments to their own accounts. Larry James Black Jr., 37-year-old, and 40-year-old Joshua Daniel Powell, former director of hospitality and a former manager, respectively. The pair are alleged to have devised and implemented a scheme to divert hundreds of thousands of dollars in customer payments between April 2018 and January 2020.
Yes.
During this time,
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
There you go.
Get they money.
Right. They didn't aim small. I do respect that. During this time, Black is also alleged to have made a series of fraudulent representations to financial institutions, including a mortgage loan that he applied for in January 2020.
Did he get it?
That's where he started to get. The Chick-fil-A employees used fraudulent email and digital payment accounts to trick customers and divert payments for food orders and other restaurant sales into bank accounts, which were under their personal control.
How the fuck they do that?
That's the thing that it says they use fraudulent email and digital payment accounts. So maybe they had those remote things that you have sometimes where you walk up, maybe they logged in with a different account or something. You still scan your card for that whatever amount they punch up.
They set it up outside.
They might, because it'd be hard to do it inside where you're right there on the camera.
It's hard to do it, and you say the Chick-fil-A made no money that day. They know how much money they're making.
They make a killing.
So it's like
they're always busy.
And we were talking about that the other day, how, because this is how I thought the best chicken sandwich in the world was made. I thought it came in chicken, right? Mm-hmm. They breaded it and did everything. No, they say this shit comes in already made. They just throw it in the fryer. And I'm like, what? Get the fuck out of here.
You thought it was brined in that delicious pickle juice right there on the premises?
Right. I thought, no.
In order for them to pump out as much chicken as they do each day,
it has to come like that. I'm like, because there is no Chick-fil-A store anywhere in this tri-state area that does not have 2 to 3 lanes.
Right. How about that?
Right. And literally There's always a line. All the way from 9 o'clock in the morning. I want not in the morning. Maybe not a crazy line.
It's a little. It's starting to form.
Once 11 o'clock hits, it's a line all day, and they be running, bro. They be running. So shout out to everybody that work at Chick-fil-A, man. I want to give a huge shout out to my daughter. She just got hired at Chick-fil-A, right? So you be at Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely gonna do the sandwich drink. You feel me? And I'm gonna let everybody know, right? Which one is the best sandwich?
Please do. I can't wait. As part of his loan application, Black forged payroll records and made misrepresentations regarding his income from working at Chick-fil-A. Black also allegedly provided fake Social Security numbers to banks and credit unions where he held accounts into which he deposited the money from the Chick-fil-A scheme into that account. Black and Powell both face a maximum of 20 years for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and a maximum of 20 years in prison for wire fraud. So that'll probably get reduced. They got a coupon, I'm sure. On that.
They got no fucking
no,
that's a federal offense.
They
bro.
still get 20 apiece on
That's
each
a
of
federal
them.
offense.
Yeah.
So they might not get 20. They might do 10.
Okay.
They might end up doing 10.
Black also faces a maximum of 30 years in prison for lying on the bank applications, as well as maximum of 5 years for misuse of a Social Security number.
His Social Security?
No, not his. He gave a fake. Well, he gave a fake number to the bank. The bank where he had these
Why would
accounts
he give a
set
fake
up.
number to the bank and not use his own?
Because these were the accounts. I guess he was trying to call himself maybe layers of insulation. That ain't me. You know, when the poop would eventually hit the fan. But yeah,
anything you do with a bank, you want to use all your real information or a dead
because that's
relative.
automatically wired. That's fraud right there.
Auntie
And
just
it's a
died.
federal.
Use
Yeah.
her shit. You feel me? Cousin Mark just died. Use his shit. Don't use don't create nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Or else you'll be a fugitive, like the gentleman in our next story. Except this is how you're going to do a fugitive, you want to do it like this. This Nevada fugitive, he was caught. Samuel Gallardo, 52 years old. He was an escaped Nevada fugitive, and he was arrested in Mexico, and he's being extradited back to Nevada. The difference in the pictures, because that's Nevada 27 years previous on the right, and that is him currently at 52 on the left. He was on the run for 27 years. 27 years, and actually going back to the kind of story, what he did, a DUI causing death. And we've talked about that kind of thing earlier in this block. 1992, he was convicted of causing DUI death after driving on the interstate ramp in the wrong direction and crashing into another vehicle. Killed an 18-year-old young man, seriously injured another passenger. Then he went on the lam. The U.S. Marshal Service in Nevada said the state was initially handling in the investigation until 2015, when a federal agency received a tip about Gallardo's whereabouts in Mexico. The tip did not lead to his location, but after a 6-year investigation, the agency discovered where he was. And said Michael Desch of the U.S. Marshal Service, he got comfortable and he made some mistakes, and we were able to capitalize on those mistakes. Damn, to be able to, their patience though, to track this cat. Oh yeah, Nick, you thought we forgot about your ass, didn't you?
We never give up.
No.
We always get our man.
Oh yes, sure enough. And so yeah. You thought, and by the way, we still got these years here waiting for you.
And that's crazy, right? Because he escaped for 27 years. You think anybody that goes over, I know it's murder, right?
Right.
You know, but like 27 years, bro. Like he done did that time. Like you shouldn't even be searching for him no more.
They gave up. Yeah, and that's I'm surprised that they did not give up on his behind. Yeah. How about that?
Now you got him. Let him go.
Throw it back.
Yeah. He been in Mexico for 27 years. Wasn't like he was in America hiding out. He wasn't living the best life. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, yo, brother, we going across. No, y'all go ahead.
Right.
I'm going to call the man on this nigga. Don't never want to go across the fucking
right, you don't never
wall.
want to go.
Why you don't want to go to America? I'm good right where I'm at. It's a little touchy over there.
Don't even want
I done killed a few people.
It's
You
a
know?
long story.
You know?
Excuse me. And with that, we come to the end of our second block. The second block of the D Train is brought to you by the Browning Group. And remember, the Browning Group is a full-service, licensed, insured, and bonded private security, investigative, and process serving firm. They specialize in criminal, civil investigations, witness statements, surveillance, workers' comp investigations, and security guard services. At the Browning Group, each case is conducted with professionalism and expedience, so you receive the best possible service at all times. Call 1-800-939-2978 or go to thebrowninggroup.llc.com and tell them you rode the D train there. The Browning Group, give them a call. They'll process and secure it all. In our next block of the D train, we're going to explain why our guest, special in-studio guest, the funny story behind why special in-studio guest Lucci Lohner will be next week instead of this week. And also an art installation that's going in at the Schuylkill River. You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net, the station.
More word on that runaway freight train in Pennsylvania.
He doesn't have expert opinion. He's an expert at giving his opinion.
This cat pictured above, he had a use for folks that were cat people. This feline was stopped outside the Nueva Esperanza jail in Panama, which houses more than 1,700 prisoners. He, according to Andres Gutierrez, head of the Panama penitentiary system, the animal had a cloth tied around his neck that wrapped in that cloth was packages of white powder, leaves, and vegetable matter.
Oh, he was moving that work.
Yeah, they were using the cat to smuggle drugs into the prison. The substances on the animal were likely cocaine, crack, and marijuana, according to another official. Now, what they do is people on the outside load up the cat, and then the prisoners on the inside use food or milk to lure the animal to them so they can retrieve the drugs. Wow. The animal was taken to a pet adoption center, and according to prosecutor Eduardo Rodriguez, I hope that kitty is lawyering up, though. Don't stop snitching, kitty. Don't give up your peoples.
Sir, we're not just talking about a train here. We're talking about a missile the size of the Chrysler Building.
It's the D Train with Darren DeVoue.
It's your train. I'm just the guy driving it.
Hello, yes, and welcome back, folks. You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue, and it's on the station, cmpradio.net. What a better way to start your week off. I want you to take your arm, lift it up high, stretch your palm facing the back wall. Now bend at the elbows and give yourself 3 nice pats on the back. There's no better way to start your way off than your week off than on the station, cmpradio.net, where you catch the D Train with Darren DeVoue. Joined always behind the glass by
Yo, money.
By I wanted to say, I was trying to be clever earlier, P, with the infamously famous. It didn't come off right. Famously infamous? No.
We're not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down.
Oh, yeah.
We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
Listen, I'm not infamous.
I know.
Right? Infamous. Infamy, like, you should live in infamy. Like, that's something, you've done something. Like, that's almost, like, wrong.
Okay. Gotcha. No.
Gangsters live in infamy. You feel me? Like, that's not me.
No.
I'm just regular old Uncle P, bro. Regular, degular, smegular Uncle P.
Son of a biscuit eater. Wait, something's out of order here.
What's wrong with you, bro?
I missed something earlier. Got a story that went into the junk drawer?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yep.
On here.
The story about the white guy. With the white background. This guy. It's going to take a minute before you see him.
Well, white guy, white background.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! No, hold on. White guy, white background.
You're the worst, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to fire you. If there's anybody that would like to take Darren DeVoe's spot on the D train, just hit us up here at cmpradio.net.
You can do it right now.
Right.
Oh, this guy, this gentleman, yes. We've all tried to get a I voted sticker after you vote, right? All right, my man here, he did it. He tried to get 3 of them.
You voted 3 times?
He tried. He's a Delaware County guy. His name is Bartman. His last name is Bartman. And I got to pull that story up. But Bartman, what he did was he voted, of course, and then he tried to vote for his mother. Yeah. Oh, by the way, his mother's been dead for 10 years. And my mother strongly supports voting. She's all about that. She made sure I could vote from the money that I could. But yeah, I'm not I think he took that kind of a little too far there.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He knew exactly what he was trying to do. What is he, Republican or Democrat?
Oh, we're getting to that, Pete. That's the first thing I thought as soon as I saw that. What party are you? Authorities say that Bartman he's from Marple Township, by the way. He will not be allowed to vote for the next 4 years after he pled guilty to unlawful voting and perjury charges brought against him for casting a mail-in ballot for his dead mother in this past 2020 election. This is from county officials. This is the only known case of a dead person voting in the county. Only known case. So then Bartman was charged with unlawful voting and perjury last December when prosecutors alleged that he used his mother's driver's license number and applied for a mail-in ballot, then returned the ballot fraudulently using her name. Oh, he wasn't done there. So authorities said Bartman also used his deceased mother-in-law's social security number, and the system returned a deceased record for the woman who died in 2019. The state sent a confirmation letter to Bartman to make sure the information was correct, which authorities allege Bartman falsified and returned to to register her as a voter. He did not attain a ballot in her name. He had registered both women, and PU asked, he had registered both women as Republican. He told investigators he had done so to help reelect Donald Trump. The district attorney said he only mentioned the party affiliation because of multiple conspiracy theories circulating about voter fraud, adding that this is the only case during the election that is accounted. That has been my all-time funniest thing with these Republicans going off about voter fraud, because
they're the ones committing.
They're the ones doing it. Somebody's got to stop this voter fraud that we keep committing.
Oh, they got voter fraud? Let me try it. Let me go out here and falsify. Hey, Mom.
Goodness.
He probably got a candle of a picture sitting on his mantle of his mom. He sits and puts the lotion on in front of his mom.
And puts the lotion on his skin.
He's like, I'm gonna get Donald Trump reelected with these 2 votes. These 2
right.
votes are really gonna fucking matter, Mom. They're gonna matter so much. And they're gonna work. It's gonna work, Mom.
And these people are dead serious. They got, I miss my man from Spain. Okay, I gotta start. Can we start off with the beach? After I finish this point about my man, I saw where I'm delivering that now is in Douglasville, up in farm country. You can smell the cow poop in the air too, dude. Got me to thinking. I'm like,
the fertilizer.
Yeah, man. Okay. And it reminded me of where I went to high school at. Where fertilizer abounds, and but sometimes during the summer it's hard to say which is worse: the stink of the city, on trash day,
or just shit,
all day. And I was like, part of me was like, well, at least with the shit, you get used to one actual thing when you might be able to block it out. With the city, it's hard because 1 minute it can be garbage, next minute urine. All kinds of stuff in the city. But this man was arrested in Spain. I missed this story in the last block. A man was arrested in Spain. What was he arrested for? He was arrested for
nudity.
No, actually, they don't remember. Pete, we did that story last week. Those people had nudity going on right there on the bench across the street from the school. They didn't get into trouble until they actually put their nude bodies together. But police in Spain arrested a 40-year-old man after he allegedly infected 22 people with the coronavirus, including three one-year-olds, when he went to work and the gym despite having symptoms of COVID-19. Police said the agency started to investigate infections in January when authorities became aware of a COVID-19 outbreak at a well-known workplace, that's quote-unquote well-known workplace, in the town of Monaco, on the island of Mallorca. The man believed to be at the center of this outbreak showed up for work even after his colleagues expressed concern to him about his symptoms. Like, Bob, you're not looking too good there. I'm gonna be good. I'm hourly, baby. I can't miss these hours. You know, he trying to stay on that clock. After he went to work, he went to a medical center to undergo a COVID-19 test, but then went to the gym after his COVID-19 test and then back to work the next day, despite not having his results and still showing symptoms.
How many people did he infect?
Including a 104-degree fever. He returned to work the following day, refused to go home even after coworkers and bosses concerned that he would infect them with the virus. He's accused P of infecting 22 overall. During the day, he would walk around, said one coworker, he would walk around the business, lower his mask and cough, saying, "I'm going to infect all you with the coronavirus." Shout out for sticking to his word. No? 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 All right.
I'm not going to give him no shout out for
No. At the end of the day, he was informed that the COVID-19 test had come back positive. 5 of his coworkers ended up testing positive. Then they went on to infect several relatives. So initially he infected 5, but he's charged with 22.
He should be charged with 85, all of Spain.
Right. Throw the book at his head. Including the 3 one-year-olds that we mentioned a moment ago. The man is also accused of infecting 3 people at the gym who ended up passing the virus on to several family members. In total, in total oblivious ignorance. In total, 22 people were infected with the virus. The national police said none of the infected ended up having to be admitted to the hospital. The man was arrested on suspicion of assault on Saturday, and his case was handed over to the judicial authority. Good. Now on to a little positive news, Pete. Oh shoot, Delco High Schools is mentioned in our next story. But speaking of Delco High School, there's a local. We were talking about the draft earlier. There's a gentleman that went to a Delco High School, Chester High. Drafted. His name is he played.
Did he go to Chester High?
Let's see if my internet works on my old dinosaur quick enough.
Asking me.
Oh, you don't know? Let's see. U of A, Chester High. Oh, wait. Well, I figured, shoot. You know what? I was stereotyping. I was like, these people down here in Chester, they all know one another. They probably were at each other's family reunions. U of A, and he went to U of A, and he was drafted by the Giants. Oh, that's unfortunate. Running back, and let's see. Clickety search. Brandon Jacobs, no. Wayne Gallman, no. I didn't run this right search. Hold on. The wording in your search is very important, folks. Chester High.
I don't think he went to Chester High, but Gary Brightwell, he played in the local youth sports situation.
Okay.
And he was drafted by the New York Giants, which I think is a good look for him, right? Saquon Barkley can't stay healthy.
Right.
So, he got to get in there, and he's got to want it. Most running backs don't have a long shelf life.
No, not with the pounding. You're getting into 3 car accidents a day.
Yeah. So it's like 5 years max on him. So, hopefully he's able to get in there and make a name for himself, run for a couple touchdowns. I do not mind when a football player from the city of Chester. I'm not going to say the state of Pennsylvania, but the city of Chester plays for an opponent and runs for some touchdowns and gets some yards on us. Because that's the city of Chester doing that. So, Right. So, get your touchdowns, get your touches, have a great, awesome year. He had a great collegiate year the last couple years at Arizona.
Yeah, he doesn't list. All of his stuff is from college, but this year he averaged. Last year he averaged 4.5 yards. Yeah, it never listed high school. I always thought that was it's part of the player's identity too, because his hometown. Sometimes that plays into why he's the player he is.
Yeah, but congratulations to him and his family. They're all Giants fans. His cousins.
I guess so now.
Right. They were before.
Oh, well,
which is like wow. I wonder why, but
that's nice. Well, that's what's up. So he went to a Delco, but he definitely went to. He didn't go to Chester, but he definitely went to a Delco high school.
I don't know.
Damn it!
Why
damn
you keep
it!
asking
Damn
me
it!
about
Because you
high
people
school?
all know one another out here.
Did you say you people? Yeah, this is it. This is the end of his show. He's not coming back. On to the next topic.
The two Delco high schools were ranked among the best high schools in Pennsylvania. Or 6 Delco high schools, are ranked among the best in Pennsylvania, with 2 in the top 20. This is according to U.S. News and World Report. As you may be able to guess, some of who the ones were. Radnor High School was ranked the highest among Delaware County high schools, coming in at number 4 statewide and 265th nationally. Strathaven High School was the second highest ranked Delaware County high school, coming in at number 16 in the state, 627 nationwide. Also ranked was Haverford High School at number 21, Pencrest High School at number 41, Springfield High School at number 53, and Garnet Valley High School at number 75. Now, the methodology used for this year's rankings focused on 6 factors: college readiness, reading and math proficiency, reading and math performance, underserved student performance, college curriculum breadth, and graduation rates. I thought they just were using property values. Look at this.
For real.
No, they don't. That plays a lot into like decisions that school boards make, because they're trying to keep people in the area in order to bump the property values and make that paper. What are you saying?
I don't know. What are you saying?
I'm saying that property values in high schools they're tied in. It's all part of the machine. I wasn't trying to make a big point about it. Tell them what you want, people.
I don't
Tell them what you want.
I don't have anything to say about that. Shout out to Radnor and Garnet Valley,
right?
Haverford. We're trying to get Chester to that point.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Seeing as we have so much money that was stolen.
Oh, don't even get me started. Philly off. Yeah, same thing.
Not by the people that worked here.
No,
but we
by
were
the
hacked.
state.
Yeah, we were hacked.
Oh, y'all were hacked. Oh,
yeah,
son
we were hacked. So
bitch.
We'll have that money back. Let's get that money back.
Damn, I hate them.
It's a lot of money too.
Oh, damn. Oh well, Pete, we talked about how bad of a driver you are. I mean, how fast of a driver you are. States with the worst drivers in America. And here's where Pennsylvania ranks. A new study suggests that Pennsylvania drivers might be among the best in the country, Pete. So the report, published by law firm Friend, Levinson, and Turner, looked at each of the state's DUI arrests per capita, fatal collisions per capita, uninsured drivers, and each of the state's state searches made on the internet for questions like how to get a ticket or car accident lawyer. The results of the study were later used to rank each of the 50 states in their driving skills, with the number 1 being the best state, with 50 being the worst. New York was number 1, Massachusetts number 2, and here in Pennsylvania we rank number 3.
Bullshit. New York was number 1.
Right.
Oh my God.
Number 8, which
you ever drive in New York?
Right. No. New York City? Heck no, ever. I go through pains to avoid driving.
I love it though, because my dad was a taxi cab driver.
Okay.
So that's where I get a lot of money.
You're in your element.
I'm in
That's the
Emma. Boy.
Oh, don't let me see 3 green lights in a row. It's on. Like, oh my God. New Jersey was ranked number 8th, and Delaware, which was ranked 44th.
Yeah, that's about right.
That right. Yeah, because these people, what's up with the tailgating from these people?
Like, everybody's aggressive.
Yeah.
New Jersey people, I don't know what's wrong with them when they be driving. And I'm like, y'all so close to New York, why can't you drive like? But the closer, that's why you got to get into New York as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because if you riding along, like you bound.
Right. Expressway through express yourself through Jersey, right into New York. Yeah. I like to take walks in the park a lot of times. P, how about yourself?
No.
Oh man, I love the parks, especially like Fairmount Park. No, I guess you're not from Philly. Damn, I'm so sorry. I love this part of where we exchange where we're from, because Philly has Fairmount Park, and so
a lot of burnt cars, dead bodies left of that joint.
One time I had an ex, right? And we lived together, and I was just, I'm in my early 20s. I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like it right. And she's going to want to argue when we get home. So I pulled in this lot. We lived right by Fairmount Park. Pulled in this lot, sitting there having a cigarette. This cop car pulls up behind me, lights, whatnot. I get out, show the hands. He calls me over. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? I explained why I was there. He's like, dude, we just found 2 bodies out here the other day. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the touristy part of Philadelphia.
Even the touristy part. They found dead bodies over there, too.
You can get your body here and there. Right. There's a Philly art installation that will allow people to walk atop the Schuylkill River, and this comes to us from NBC 10. It's set to arrive in Philadelphia next year, and it'll be on top of the Schuylkill River. Now, it's a float lab. Now, as you can see right there, it's floating right there, and it's ballasted, so it'll move. So during high tide and low tide, it'll stay above. You'll be able to come to eye level on the Schuylkill River.
Who wants to be that close to the Schuylkill River?
You don't want a lot of all that polluted, anything that splash and go in your mouth. Oh, God.
Come on, bro. Like, who wants to be that close to the Schuylkill River?
Clean
it first. Dredge it out. Clean it first.
Right. A slope ramp will allow visitors to get down to water level if they choose. The Moral Arts Project.
A bunch of people jogging around in a circle on that thing. That thing ain't big enough to get all the people that's going to be down there. They got kayaks on the side.
That's a digital rendering,
but it's like it's in Minnesota somewhere.
Okay,
right, and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. You feel me? This lake is clean. No,
not the Schuylkill River. No.
You know how many bodies is in the bottom of the Schuylkill River? Guns is in the bottom of the Schuylkill River.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot.
Like, man, they tripping. They did wrong for that.
I'll send you some pictures from it when they put it in.
No, I don't want. I'll ride past and beat my horn. Keep your mouth shut.
That brings us to P. You'll have to like this next story. You'll have to, absolutely have to.
Because it's about a horse.
It's about a horse. Oh. It's about a horse, yes, and that horse is named Breonna Taylor, and Breonna Taylor just won the Churchill Downs race ahead of the Kentucky Derby.
Is it owned by a black man?
Breonna Taylor is owned by the attorneys, by the family's attorney, Sam Aguilar, and he represents the Taylor family, and his wife is also owned by his wife Janelle. No.
Don't name my daughter. Don't get my daughter's name to no horse.
Well, Aguilar
I would sue the shit out of him.
Aguilar said it was his wife's idea to name the horse after Taylor because
I would sue the shit out of him.
Because it's resilient and beautiful.
I would sue the shit
No, you're not buying it. Yeah. The horse is
and
resilient.
My daughter would be killed by the fucking police. Give us a couple $1 million, and then you name your horse after my daughter, and it wins the Churchill Downs. I need all that. I need all that money.
Racehorses get their names during their second year of life, and the names can be changed you can change your name up to the point where they run their first race.
So now that dog will always be known as.
That horse has said it's going to be known as No, I'm sorry. The horse is going to be known as Breonna Taylor.
It's a dog.
No, the dog.
Yeah.
The mom was at the sword.
The horse.
The horse
is a dog. The horse is a dog. The dog is a horse.
A horse is a horse, of course. Unless it's a horse.
A horse is a dog. It's a dog.
You're saying they're genetically related? Or it's like a dog?
It's a dog. It's a very big dog.
You have to feed it. You have to train it. You can't declare it as a kid.
No, it's a dog.
But you have to give it almost as much attention.
All the attention.
Breonna Taylor's mother watched the race with the Jaguars in the box.
Of course. As a father, I don't want my daughter's name to grace any animal.
I definitely can understand.
Is it Breonna Taylor? No, it's not.
No, at least not the full name. Maybe the first name? No?
BT.
All right, there we go. Okay. All right.
Been tricking.
In our next story, this one's going to be pretty quick because the Ukraine, and this story comes to us from the Associated Press. The Ukraine opened a new nuclear waste site. And where is this nuclear waste site at? As you might imagine, in the Chernobyl, which makes perfect sense. So there you go. I mean, it's already. What if, although I could see somebody turning it into some kind of extreme adventure amusement park 20 years from now, I would not be surprised. But that makes perfect sense to make Chernobyl waste site. It already is. That moves us on to our next story. My man, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's back at it again this weekend. He announced that he will be performing at a show with over 15,000 people in Miami, Florida. Last weekend, the rapper performed a concert at a nightclub not too far from Miami. And when he jumped into the crowd, what do you think happened to him when he jumped into the crowd wearing as much jewelry as he likes to wear?
Somebody tried to snatch a chain.
Oh, he got back on the stage, sans a $2 million in chains that it got yanked off, and he also parted ways with his baseball cap, which is allegedly being sold for $15,000 online. With another show on his calendar, 6ix9ine is requesting all the smoke. He's like the Scrappy Doo of rap nowadays. Put him up. Oh, he wants his calling out his rivals and telling them that they'll know where to catch him if they want to. Said Mr. 6ix9ine, who is driving what I believe is the Jackson Pollock edition of a Lamborghini, Miami this Saturday, wrote the controversial rapper on Instagram post. Marine Stadium, you looking for me? I'm there. And then he pulls off. 6ix9ine will be performing as part of a Triller Fest. If you're looking for me, I'm there. Yeah, me and my team of 6 mountainous-sized man bodyguards that are going to be standing around me, too. 6ix9ine will be performing as part of the Triller Fest, which also boasts performances from Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, Tigger, and more. In his video, 6ix9ine specifically antagonized all the rappers he's gone up against in the last few years, saying, ain't no more effing excuses. You looking for me? You know where to find me now.
Oh, God.
Just stop. He never stopped, man. I love how he's committed to this whole attention whore thing. He has pushed all his chips to the middle of the table. He is in.
He bended that.
Yes, indeed. As if the tattoos weren't any indication. And finally, that brings us to our last story. Remember last week we talked, or was it last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about the 73-year-old woman with dementia. How's she going to remember, if people remember, how's she going to remember how somebody filed a lawsuit for her? 73-year-old woman with dementia, roughed up by a cop, and then got her shoulder separated. Well, video has emerged, because due to the lawsuit, video has emerged showing the cops, they were back at the station house, and they were laughing and joking about the arrest of this 73-year-old woman.
When I picked up that 73-year-old lady and slammed her on her shoulder, I was like, bro, did you see her shoulder come out? Oh,
Later in the video, one of them talks about how excited he was to use a hog tie on some.
Yo, I had never used one before, but shit, it definitely came in worth useful.
At one point in the video, you can hear him say, "Did you hear her shoulder pop?" He said, "Well, she's kind of flexible," and so I kept pulling, and then you heard the. And I was like, "Oh wow!" And then you're sitting there watching this. You're like a 7. Then right after that, he goes, "I can't believe I threw a 73-year-old woman down to the ground." Yeah, neither can we. What is wrong with you people? And then they went going about the. He also admitted this is the most egregious as far as I see. He admitted that the one cop said, "You met her. You read her Miranda, right?" Nope. So after all that, he conducted an excessive arrest, excessive and unnecessary arrest, and then couldn't even do that the closest to correct protocol. Oh, we had a lot of stories with bad cops this week, didn't we? Yeah, how about that? Oh, but next week, hopefully there won't be as many. And speaking of next week, so Lucci Loner was supposed to be our in-studio guest this week. Lucci was unable to join us because, why? Where is the studios for the station, cmpradio.net, located? Located here in Upland, Pennsylvania. I told Mr. Loner that the studio was in Upland. He assumed that I meant Upland Street in Southwest Philadelphia. See, that's that Philly stuff right there. They hardly come out the city with him. Got to get that brother out the city. So we're going to have Lucci Loner in studio here in Upland, Pennsylvania at the cmpradio.net station studios. And so we look forward to that. And that brings us to the end of this week's run of the D-Train. Don't forget, if you missed the show, catch up on it and CMP Radio's other content on the cmpradio.net Facebook page. Don't forget to check out CMP Radio on YouTube and scroll through their content. As always, the D-Train is brought to you in part by the Mag Greek, delicious and American street food, and the Browning Group. Give them a call. They'll process, secure, and surveil it all. Thanks for joining us in this week's run. Almeek Johnson and Mom. We'll see you next week, folks. And until then, have a peaceful, productive, and positive week. I'm going to think of a new 3-word alliteration for P now to keep it coming, because I haven't got my deliteration yet from the man. So we're just going to keep that going. And P, when's your famous chicken contest?
Doing that. I think I'm going to do that on Thursday in the afternoon.
Okay. All this talk about chicken now, I'm getting hungry. But don't forget, folks, again, check out the D-Train on cmpradio.net next week, 9 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you then. Until then, thanks for joining us and have a good one.
We're talking about the heroic work of 2 men.
We're going after your train.
The train keeps rolling all night long. The train keeps rolling.